Hey everyone, welcome to Computer Science. I'm Mr. Whalen, for those of you that haven't met me yet. I wish we could have been doing this live and in person, but unfortunately things are a little bit out of our control this year. So what I want to do in this video is give you a little introduction to what we're going to be doing this year, kind of explain the course, show you some of the things you need to get set up with right away, and then in a separate video we'll start doing some of the actual education and lessons. So if you see my screen right now, this is my website, Mikewhalen.tech, and if you go here, you can check out a lot of student work as well as some really good resources for our course. So I want to start off by showing you some of the student work and explaining what it is we're going to be primarily doing. I've changed my curriculum a bit this year to sort of better work within the COVID guidelines, where so much of it's going to be done at home. So some of the hands-on stuff is going to be punted to the spring. Hopefully we can get back in person at some point this year. We can do some of those things. But primarily, we're going to be focusing on web development as a vehicle for computer science. So why web development? Why have I chosen this route? Well, I really like the creative aspect where we can get some really interesting animations, color schemes. We can have a lot of fun while still creating projects that focus on strong programming skills, working with data, interactivity, things of that nature. So some of the projects we'll be able to do this year is, here's some earlier stuff where we get some website web design, which all of this is coded by hand. There's no drag and drop stuff. There's no like Wix or I don't even know what the other programs that exist out there, website stuff. But this is all done through coding, and I'll show you kind of what that looks like. And you're going to be kind of doing the projects that you want to do this year. There's not a whole lot of restrictions on what you can do. As we progress, we'll start moving into like making some applications that are a little bit more interactive. A lot of kids tend to kind of do games early on when we start learning JavaScript. So this kid did a blackjack game. This kid went above and beyond. He did a Pokemon simulator right here, and I'm going to give you the skills for that. But primarily the first half we're really going to be focused on web design with HTML and CSS and SCSS. And then after that we'll start bringing in JavaScript. So HTML and CSS are kind of the look and feel of websites. And you're going to be making real live websites. So if I show you this particular student's work, Bao Chen, if we click on visit, her website is live. It's real. You can actually access it. If we click on, we'll go back. Here is Karen Choi, her restaurant website. If we click on visit, we bring up her website. So we're not doing things. This is real. Like the websites that we're building from scratch with our code are real websites that are hosted online, just like if you were going to ESPN.com or Google or something like that, right? So we're going to be focusing on this early on in the year, and then we'll start moving into some more interactive stuff and some more heavier CS concepts with JavaScript. We'll have to do a little bit more logic-based stuff, and we'll get some group work with that as well. But a lot of the projects you can see are really different from each other, and I really believe in letting you guys choose what you want to do, and as long as you're working hard and pushing yourself to kind of learn more and do more, because I feel like this should be a really good avenue for you to explore the things that you want to do within computer science and within web development specifically. I have here a resources section, and I want to just focus on this top half. There's lots of other resources that are really useful, but for right now, you're all going to be downloading two things ASAP. One of those is VS Code, and unfortunately, I think the link brings you to regular VS Code. We want to use the Insiders Edition, so I'll pull that up and bring that over. So VS Code Insiders, and the reason we want this Insiders Edition is because there's something in this code editor that lets us log in, and our settings will transfer wherever we are, which will make things a lot easier. So if I bring over my code editor VS Code here, if I go down to my settings, these settings will all follow me wherever I go. My color scheme will follow me wherever I go. So we definitely want to do that with VS Code, my Insiders Edition. We definitely want our stuff to travel because some of you will be in school, some of you will be out of school. You may work on different computers. It's just nice to have our settings. See here, settings sync is on. That doesn't exist in the regular edition of VS Code. We really want our settings to sync because it makes our lives a lot easier. And you probably want your VS Code editor to look like mine, because a lot of kids really feel more comfortable when their color scheme looks like mine. So if your thing is red and my thing is blue, you know there's probably an error somewhere. So we'll be coding our websites using VS Code, HTML, and SCSS, or SAS primarily. I'm also going to ask that you set up a GitHub account. So this is GitHub, and this is where we're going to store our repositories of all of our projects. So all of our projects that we build are going to be online, so anybody can go. So I'll go back to the student work here, and we'll just click on this particular one. This is an e-commerce site. If we click on their GitHub account, we can see the project and its actual code online. And the reason why we do this is, so if you're going for a job one day, you have a history online that lives online where someone can look and see, oh, this is all the projects that this person has done over time. They've really done quite a bit. It's also a really good way to collaborate. So we can see 4 branches here. There's a few different people that worked on this. So we're going to be setting up GitHub accounts. And the last thing is we're going to use GitHub Desktop to be able to have an easier time with managing our projects. So the very first thing we're going to do is get our GitHub up, get our GitHub Desktop client here, and our VS Code, and we're going to follow my resources section, and we're going to click my VS Code settings. I'm just going to kind of follow this and make sure you have my settings. So my theme, my file icon theme, and you can copy and paste these settings over. So if we go down here and click on settings, we can click this button up here, and you can just copy and paste my settings in here. And then the other thing we need to do is the color theme. Mine is Outrun Electric, and I use a different file icon theme called Material Icon Theme. Both of these you have to get from the extensions. So if I go to color theme again, it won't be here. I have to go to extensions and find those things. So extensions in VS Code are additional extensions. They're additional aspects to the code editor that other people make online and just make VS Code a little bit easier to live in. So I have on my website a whole bunch of my extensions that you're going to want. So these are all the things we're going to want early on in the year that just make coding a little bit easier for us. So we're focusing more on, we're not focusing on the syntax, we're not focusing on a lot of those silly things, we're focusing on building what we want to build. And then I have some recommendations for later in the year for the AP kids, or depending on how far we progress with web development this year. So I really want you to get these things up and running quickly and get up into the Google Classroom, which I don't know as of the time of recording this video how I'm getting the Google Classroom codes out to you. I'm guessing it'll probably be in the live instruction that we have this week. But once we get our code editor set up, which is really important to have done early on, because I believe my next video will probably be an introduction to HTML, and you should start coding. And it's going to be really important that we're using GitHub, because we're going to use something called GitHub Classroom, kind of like Google Classroom. And GitHub Classroom is going to let me see all of your code for the entire class at all times, so I can easily see what you're doing, what you're working on. So I have this example from last year. This is from a student named Diego. I can click that and I can see what he was working on. I can see how many times he committed his code, and it's just easy for me to give feedback to you and easily download all of your projects at once, so that I don't have to waste time clicking the link that you send me. So it's really important that we get our GitHub up, our GitHub Desktop up, and then that we get set up with Google Classroom. And separately, in a different video, I'll go over GitHub Classroom. That's a little tricky, so I want to punt that for now and just focus on VS Code and GitHub. And in the next video, we're going to start our first coding project. We're going to start with HTML and building our first live websites. Okay?